Okay, hello everybody. Welcome back to another Valhalla and Camp Hill live stream. Hello everybody. My name is Coach Christian, and tonight we obviously, well, maybe not obviously, but we will have some Fortnite duos drops for you. Tonight being a very big night though, because we are in playoffs officially. Woo, let's go playoffs. Sorry, I don't get very hyped, but yes, we are in playoffs. So we will be watching playoffs drops, and I'm excited. Obviously, we're competing for a banner. We're trying to take home a banner. A lot of our teams are in playoffs. They made it. So obviously, we're super excited. We're super excited for all the kids. And we're going to have hopefully some good Fortnite tonight for you. Just to talk a little bit about the matches that we will see tonight. For those of you that are unaware, Fortnite had an update, I believe today, of a new season. So essentially what I mean by that is everything in Fortnite that was in the game has now left the game, or most of it, and it is all brand new now. So we have a whole new map, so all new areas to drop, all new POIs, all that fun stuff. Obviously, we have all new weapons and other types of weapons. So as we start to see some of the more unique ones, I'll do my best to explain what those things do and how they can really impact the game and kind of what their subset is as we see people carry them. And then we'll see cars returning. we'll see a bunch of stuff, whether it be new or returning. That if it is new, I will try my best to explain it to some degree. With that being said, we have 3 teams that we could potentially be watching tonight. Of course, we have the team that we will be watching, we'll be starting watching, team number 1, a.k.a. Chef Jack and Miko. Obviously looking forward to them. Both of their names being Stinky and Cookie in-game, as I will continue to make clear. And their team name being the Big Mac Munchers. Definitely looking forward to watching them drop. Obviously, they are, I believe, the most winningest team on stream. So hopefully the pressure's not getting to them. Hopefully they're up for the challenge, especially with the new season. I don't know how much they've been playing. I've been hearing their opinions about it. I don't know if they're big fans of the new season, so it'll be really interesting to see how they handle these drops tonight, especially with some not favorable items. Team number 2 that we will potentially be watching tonight, depending on how team number 1 does, we will have the Ravens, a.k.a. Parker and Lachlan. If we get to them, I, of course, will announce and say that we are transitioning to them. Have not really heard a lot about their opinions of the new season, so really don't know how they feel about it. As an arena, we've kind of had mixed feedback of it. So some kids really like it. Some of the kids really don't like it. I know, like myself and Coach Kyle, and I believe even Coach Jonathan, all of us really like it. So it'll be really interesting to see, kind of what their opinion is and how they handle it as well. And finally, one of my personal favorite teams to stream, just because I love watching their games so much. The Honored Ones, a.k.a. Landon and Zarek, the Laser Beam. I love watching these guys. I love commentating on them. Their gameplay is so interesting. It's so much fun to cast. I don't get a lot about hype about a lot of things, but somehow I can always manage getting hype about Zarek's gameplay and his crazy shots. So, of course, in my mind, obviously, I want to see them tonight, but we will get to them if possible. And with that being said, again, I will make an announcement and all that fun stuff. So, new season, with that being said, new season being out is going to change a lot of things, okay? So, as I already said once, I'll do my best to explain it. I don't know every item. I have not played a lot, so it'll be really interesting to see kind of the gaps that I'm missing and to see kind of what the kids are doing. And even, when they're coming up here for the interviews or, any of that stuff, what kind of information I can get out of them since we are transitioning into that new season. And again, as I said once before, we are in playoffs, so a lot more pressure on the kids. Obviously, all of them want to compete. They want to take home that banner, and of course, I know Coach Kyle and Coach Jonathan and myself all want to see a banner get won as well. So, it's really got to set the tone tonight, especially with the week off last week. These guys are really going to have to come in here and kind of set the tone early on and know how they want to play and play that style. Fortunately, with all the new items and everything, it's going to be key that their fundamentals are solid because they don't want to be making little errors that cause them to get caught out with a new item or a new gun, and then they just get wiped early, unfortunately. As I said, game will be starting any second now. Let me actually adjust something real quick here. Yeah, so currently just waiting for drop, and it looks like we could be dropping at any second. And again, we will be watching Jack and Miko, and I, of course, will be referring to them as their actual names instead of their in-game names. And currently just waiting for the last couple of seconds. Having talked to a lot of the kids in here, again, a lot of them are kind of split on the new season, and it's tough. Unfortunately, this is something that the coaches and even myself, we've complained about quite a bit, is the update, term and when the season updates, and it's always in the middle of a season for us. So it's really annoying, especially for the Fortnite coaches, Coach Kyle and Coach Jonathan, that they're teaching one thing, 70% or 90% of the season, and now, they get switched, and now they have to completely adapt to it. So completely different. But with that being said, the match is live, so let's transition towards that. Okay, and here we go. We see currently watching Miko, a.k.a. Cookie's perspective. His teammate, again, being Jack, a.k.a. Stinky. Looks like you're going to be dropping towards the edge of map here. Actually, a location that they talked about as a team. A really good drop spot that they got from some of their teammates and that they very much discussed before the drop started tonight. So very interesting to see if they're going to go here. Very interesting to see if they're going to get pushed very early on because of the awareness from at least our whole arena that some players will be going here, and there always is that kind of concern of, oh man, what is going to happen here, and what are we going to see?
Yeah, once we land here, we're gonna get loot, hop in a car, and just drive around. Obviously, I think we should do that only because it will be hard for people to like kill us.
Doesn't look like anyone is dropping on them, so maybe get a little fortunate here as they are going to take this spot, potentially uncontested.
What's that? Apple? Honestly, I picked it. Alright, I have a pretty good drop.
And we have almost officially landed.
You're like lagging out. Like it's
Being a bit of a bigger building, and again, talking about this spot specifically as a team, they mentioned a lot of the, you know, the chests and things that you can get from here. So this team is definitely going to be more well looted than maybe some of the other teams, especially with it being new season. And this team probably already having a rotation idea of where they want to go, you know, because of, again, just that conversation that happened before the matches and drops. Currently just looting up, farming mats a little bit.
Alright, I'm gonna give you this. Here, get up here.
Not doing anything too crazy. And this POI actually being a really good place to get a lot of brick. So we should see a good bit of brick from both of them as they break all the walls and the floors and all that.
I'm gonna drop this one as well. I'm carrying bandages, big pots, and minions right now.
So obviously we've seen some of the new guns here. I don't see any that I specifically want to crazy highlight yet. There are some talking with Coach Kyle and Coach Jonathan, and just from the little bit of stuff that I did see that are definitely worth mentioning. So let me check Jack's inventory. Let's see what he's got. So he's actually got one of them that we want to talk about. So the Oni shotgun, which is the shotgun in his primary slot right there, his first slot, is a double barrel shotgun that can absolutely dome people. So as long as he's hitting shots, that shotgun can do a lot of damage very quickly and very easily. So actually pretty surprising to see him switch off of that, especially knowing that Jack is a little bit more of a shotgun wielder. He kind of likes to run that kind of style. Maybe just worried about his aim a little bit. Currently, again, just ripping this POI apart, trying to get as much brick and metal as they can. And this is something that we continuously see time and time again here is you see teams just completely tear locations apart. Walls, floors, roofs. If it can be broken, it gets broken because they want as many mats as possible to really start to transition into that middle and late game. And they don't want to get caught out in a fight and not have any mats and not be able to do it. So I expect that we're going to see the rotation that, again, I know they talked about pre-practice. It'll be really interesting to see if they do follow that rotation, especially because myself, I was actually included in that conversation a little bit with Atlee, who actually mentioned and highlighted, Atlee and Brady that mentioned and highlighted this POI. So we'll be really interesting to see if they follow that direct advice or if they kind of stray off and go their own way a little bit. We see Jack almost at max wood. He is probably going to get to max wood right here with these last two trees. Yep, there he goes.
I have max.
Not having a lot of metal, he's probably going to want to find more of that. Like we see Nico potentially doing some fishing. Trying to find some last second loot.
There's a ton of wood inside. There's a ton of wood inside.
trying to find where this last chest is. Oh, he broke it. We do see shockwaves return this season, which is something that, of course, as one of my favorite items in Fortnite, we have to highlight. Shockwaves being a key rotational item, in my opinion, that I will always use. Even if I am bad enough to not, or that I shouldn't be using them because I'm so bad, I will continue to use them, because they're fun. We haven't really seen any of the new movement mechanics yet, so Fortnite revamping their movement, being able to do some wall jumps. This season is very ninja-esque, so ninja, samurai, heavy Japanese, Chinese culture. So we will see some stuff that we've never seen in Fortnite before. So, and you know, we might see a shrine or something like that, that of course I will highlight if we do see it. The new movement system, though, being one of those things that is crucial to talk about, especially for these guys being changed mid-season. So being able to wall run a little bit, I believe being able to jump back and forth between walls, being able to climb a little differently, mantle a little differently. Very interesting to see how we see them handle it as they get into fights here. Currently still just looting. Jack in a much better situation, at least brick-wise. Again, probably not as much metal as he would like to be at, but in a much better scenario. Let's actually go back. Let's take a peek here at Miko's inventory again.
Oh, wait, I'm gonna open up these. There's another bed kit up here.
Miko actually having a very similar loadout, being at max wood as well. Being much lower though at brick and not so much at metal, but much lower at that brick. So definitely wanting to find some more mats to get himself all the way up. We're gonna see them leave that slurp truck, which is definitely interesting. Surprised that they didn't just break that so that way, you know, other team can get it. And there we do see the break.
Let's continue running this way up to the gas station where there's most likely gonna be a car.
Looks like we are gonna see them rotate here on foot. Do decide to leave the motorcycle behind.
Yeah, they're moving diagonal to us. Like they're moving towards us. I think they're gonna try getting this and that because they're right next to each other. So.
Kind of surprising that they decided not to pick up that Oni mask. So that being one of the new items that I definitely need to highlight. So I believe that there's at least 2 different elemental Oni masks, if not more. That one being the void one, which allows you to throw a little ball, a little void ball, and then teleport to it. I don't know what the cooldown is, how long you have to teleport on that, but being able to, 1, give you an advantage in fights, potentially getting behind your opponent very easily, or 2, being able to fake out your opponents. And it looks like we do have some combat here. We do see some shots get traded. None hit, unfortunately, so we are just going to drive away. And we see them just absolutely scale this body of water. And it looks like they're going to switch for the launch pad here. Going to leave the car behind.
I see people fighting.
Shots in front of them and behind him. They have to be aware with where they're going. Unless they want to take combat here, they have to be careful. We see some fighting going on clearly in front of them. Might see Miko take some shots here. Looks like he's going to take a couple. I believe he hit one, but they do decide to kind of get away here. We're going to see them rotate back into Seaport City, which is the location that they drove by. We see some shots in the city. So we might see some forced combat here that they might potentially not want to take.
You're good. Here, hit air vent and get height up here. You don't take.
So they're going to use the vent here to get some high ground. Rotate away. There we saw one of the new Fortnite movement mechanics. We saw the roll that he did once he landed. Looks like they're going to take this car and potentially drive out of here. So one of the more disciplined teams that we see, actually, Chef Jack and Miko knowing that they don't need to take fights if they don't have to. And we see some sprites running around. So probably a shrine nearby. But them being very disciplined, again, they're not afraid to maybe take some pot shots here and there, but knowing that maybe they're not in a great position or they don't want to take that engage in combat. So they will do their best just to kind of get out of there and get away from the combat until they have to take it. Looks like here we're going to see a car trade, potentially for more gas and health. I'm going to try and find high ground. Checking to see if anyone up there. Does look like someone is up there in another car. So they might switch up here. No, looks like they might go for it. Kind of switch peaks here just to get high ground on that team. If they actually are just going to drive away. And again, we talk about that discipline and we see it right there. They wanted that spot. And unfortunately, the team beat them to it. So now they're just going to drive away, rotate away, and try to find another spot where they can maintain high ground. See train come through. We see another car right there. Looks like Miko's going to take some shots at it. Doesn't find any hits, but does hit the car quite a bit. Looks like they're going to jump out here. Car switch again.
That one's a little lower on the field. I think we're like outskirts of store and like cold people trying to come in.
Seeing a very patient, very
Here, hop out and hide in bush for now.
oh man, I'm blanking on the word.
Like, people,
But a very patient,
and,
very
like, get good beams.
passive.
Hop
That's
car.
not the word I was looking for, but a team that doesn't want to take an engagement unless they absolutely have to, and they're not afraid to drive away
Don't
and
take shots.
play their advantages. So looks like we are going to see a car rotate up here. Does just drive right by him. And I don't know if they see these teams off to... Okay, they do see them. So they are definitely going to have to be careful. Hiding in the bush. They obviously are not spotted quite yet, but as soon as they take a shot, team's probably going to know that they're there.
I hit 156.
We do see some shots come through. See them breaking the build a little bit. Oh, wow. We do see Miko actually get a hit there on whites on someone. So, really big hit for him. And yet again, here we talk about they're kind of exposed. Looks like they're going to get in the car. They're actually going to push the combat. Kind of surprised to see this from them, especially with the potential third party be here. And they're just going to drive right into that box. Miko's going to take quite a bit of damage. They are together, though. We're going to see some shockwaves just to get out of there. A double shockwave.
I have a car. I have a car. I hit 150.
Chef Jack able to secure a car, though. So Miko going to wait for his teammate to get in and completely drive away.
I hit this
And, you know, it's crazy. You know, I was just talking about how disciplined they were, and then they get maybe a little too aggressive, a little too greedy, and go and fight, you know, an engagement that probably isn't one that they should be taking, and probably getting a bit of third-party damage there. I don't think they realized that team had killed the other team that was on them, so definitely not a great spot for them to be in now, where we see Jack have no shield and Miko have very little. Just making sure of the loadouts. Okay, Jack is at least carrying some shield, so he can definitely heal them up a good bit.
And I'm gonna throw you big pot.
But we almost hate to see the waste of materials here, the unnecessary waste.
Alright, here, hop in. It has good fuel and what is that?
Of the shield pot there, sorry, I had to fix my shirt, but taking just a bunch of unnecessary damage. See Miko hitting some shots. Let's go back to his POV so that way we potentially see him take some of those shots. They're just going to sit here, going to chill for a little bit.
I'm hopping out to reload my guns. Alright, see if like you can hit shots on these.
They need to be careful though. They are kind of trying to play the empty car bait here, but if caught out, they can be in a not great position.
They can hear our engine.
It's like they are going to decide just to drive away.
Like, not the loudest, but like they could hear it and then push us. I just am kind of scared to take flights because we don't have the best.
As we see them continue to drive around, looks like they're going to interact with one of these sprites here.
You can hold it. I need movement, so I'm
So,
probably gonna take a flying one.
The sprites being one of the new things in the game, including with the shrines. So shrines spawn around the map. If you find one of those shrines, you can reveal nearby sprites, or you can just find them naturally, like they just did. And if you take that sprite to a shrine, you will get some rewards, including one of those things being like almost kind of like a mini perk that will give you a effect throughout the game.
I'm gonna take that. Can you like hold bandies? Here, drop sprite. Drop sprite. I have a ton of shield.
Looks like we're gonna see them leave the sprite behind. Pardon my yawn.
Yeah, same. So we could definitely like.
We're gonna see them leave the sprite behind
I have 5
and
minis.
potentially find an engagement here.
Get over here. Like right up here. It's, yeah.
Do you see some
get
building
here
up
and
ahead of
try
them?
Getting shots off. Wait, there's a ton of big
Man, they
pots
should have
up here.
kept that Sprite in the inventory. They could have dropped it off real quick. Luckily, there is one right next to the right if they do want to pick it up. Oh, wow. Some big shots there from Jack and Miko both.
Here, back up.
Needing to be very careful. Looks like they're going to get in the car and drive away. Kind of surprising that they decided not to take that combat in that engagement. That being an engagement that they probably could have taken, especially with getting the early shots and having the advantage on that team. The only bad part is that their positioning was not great. Obviously, having not a lot of cover other than the shrine itself, being caught out in that sense, which is maybe why they didn't take it.
Hop in. I'm gonna switch our cars up.
We see some combat up in front of them to the right, some builds. But we might see Miko take some shots here. They're going to car switch.
This one has low fuel as well. Whatever.
And
Can you mark your gas
drive
station
back
on
the way
map
they
that's,
came.
like, in circle that we
So,
can get to? And
just
shit.
driving around, not needing to be greedy, not needing to take fights that they don't need to take.
Let's just hide in here.
Looks like they're going to chill in this watchtower here.
Don't shoot.
Wow, someone right under them. They have to take shots, and looks like they are going to. Trying to find,
Behind you.
but caught out in a bad spot now. Looks like we have Jack in a close-up encounter. He gets one knock. Let's see if he can find the other. He's going to take some shots. Does hit for 56. Not able to get the Elim though.
Do you have any I could take? You're good. I just got some. Actually. Wait, do you need SMG ammo?
Very good combat from Chef Jack and Miko.
You sure? Here, take that.
Fortunately, not getting the team wipe there. We see the Void Oni mask right there on the ground. Again, they're going to leave it. Kind of surprising. Very good movement item in my opinion. And especially at this point, because it's so new, could catch people off guard. Especially if used properly, but they decide not to be too risky. Decide to leave it and take the more conventional shockwaves.
Yeah, we know. What? Nah, I have a good amount. Yeah.
We have some ammo dropping.
Get in here,
Trying to make
here.
sure
Wait, no,
that
never
they are
mind,
both
someone's coming.
looted
You have
up
to,
here. Especially as we start to transition into the late game. We have 19 people left. 17, not including them.
There's just a kid up there. Kids, probably. Hold here for now, just in case if you like see people rotating.
Looks like we do see some shots in front of them. This is where we could start to see them be a little bit more aggressive. Both of them have a lot of trust in each other and their fighting capabilities. So this is a team that we see once they start to get their confidence, that they get it and they go running with it. So it would not surprise me, again, if we see some more aggressive plays here.
No.
They are right to the left of zone. They do have to be careful of that medallion user, as we see on the minimap. That yellow circle is what that means.
Just let him, that's the medallion team, so we don't
Could be somewhere right to the left of them. And it looks like they do see it.
rotate. Oh. Wait, do you have
I don't know if that team saw them, so they're going to rotate out a little bit. You can see some shockwaves. We're going to see a push into circle here. Jack kind of leaving Miko behind. Miko getting some shots taken at him. Taking a bit of damage though, not being broken or anything. Being pinned down now. They are in a not great spot. They're going to try to shockwave, but it's not going to work.
Get in here, just get in here.
Doing their best to regroup as a team. They need to be careful.
Here, get in.
There's a lot of teams around them at this point. And unfortunately, one of the things that we see this team do is they have a tendency of leaving each other behind, and we saw it right there
Up there.
with the shockwave. Jack kind of leaving his teammate behind, and then Miko taking a bunch of unnecessary damage because of it. Looks like we're going to see this medallion team tunnel.
Just stay here for as long as we can. 'cause he doesn't know
Could
what's
see an
happening. Wait,
aggressive
move back a
push
bit.
here
I can see it
from
come through that wall.
probably Jack, since he has the
Just stay here
shockwaves.
until Storm has to move again.
Doesn't look like they're going to get too aggressive, though. Just trying to play for
I know,
placement
but
at
they
this
can't
point.
see us, bro, so. Can you drop me some IR ammo coming from behind us? Alright, yeah, let's do it. Here, can you move over a bit? Yeah, because
Holding the edge of
he's
zone,
right in that
really
middle
keeping
box,
an
but
eye
we
on
have
this
to go
medallion team.
straight
They know they're right in front of them.
here. Follow
Looks
me,
like we're going to
follow me.
see the
I'm chopping
void
them
mask
down,
get
yes?
used there. Very interesting shockwave. Yet again, not being good enough, leaving Miko behind. And now Miko kind of being
Here, try
caught out,
dropping
not
down,
really
try
having a way to
dropping.
close the gap
Watching
between
behind.
him and his teammate. He's going to
Waterfall.
try here to slowly but surely. Needs to be very careful.
You have to move up
Looks
and
like he
down.
is able to do it.
I'm hit
They're going to take
zip.
this zip line back up into the high ground as they get back closer towards circle, trying to get as close to it as possible. That way they have the advantage. They do get caught out a little bit. Jack taking some shots.
We're getting pushed. Get in here, and drop in.
Looks like Miko actually getting some shots
Yeah, I said come inside. I know.
right above his teammate. They have to be aware though. Jack not really in a position to help at this point. He does come back up to ground level though.
Yeah. I have a way we could dip. Yeah, just stop.
We see some tunneling, some regrouping of this team, which is what they need to continue to do. Miko takes a bunch of damage there
Get
though.
back. Get over here.
They are right on the edge of zone. So they can really just kind of creep their way into it and camp here. They are pushed up right against this rock. We see a teleport come through.
I'm breaking
They
tree.
don't clear it out though.
Alright, just stay here. Just stay here.
Right on the edge of zone. Someone right above them taking some
I think
shots
you're
on them.
trapped.
Looks like Jack is going to push
I'm
here.
getting over here while I can. Get over here while you can.
So we're going to see an early rotate. Oh, they're surrounded at this point. They have to be so careful. Jack actually taking the combat. I believe getting one knock. See if he can find the other. Doesn't find it, but does get the finish. Jack playing out of his mind this game. Jack has got to be feeling good about himself and his aim. He continues to just pick opponents away. And because of that engagement, they actually bought themselves some time here. Time to heal, loot up, drop some ammo there for his teammate. Being pushed by Circle. You're going to try and use a shockwave, and this time it does look like it is used effectively. Need to make sure that they are in the same box. Uh-oh, but we see Miko here in the car get launched in the swarm, but luckily because of that car, he's able to get right back next to his teammate. Oh, Miko gets knocked there, unfortunately. Jack has to readjust. Takes a lot of damage. We do see that readjust come through. Not having a lot of heals at this point, though. It is a 2v1, and they are coming for Jack. He needs to play this perfectly. And we see the combat, and unfortunately, Jack is taken out. Wow, though. What a great drop one from Chef Jack and Miko as they place second to set themselves off great at the start of this playoff season. Wow. Nothing more I can say than just wow. Really, again, we talk about this team. This team always one of the most winningest, and we see them clutch a second place with 4 kills, being able to handle this new season and not be afraid of these new items. And I don't know if we're going to. We might see some drop 2 interviews here.
Yeah, I thought he could have tarped to me. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you guys got to do the entire time, rotating hand to hand.
Yeah.
Although at the end, Sean got like kidnapped by someone else's car. Good job, though. Good job.
Yeah.
Second place with 4 kills.
Do they drop a new code or?
Not yet. We still have an end game, I think, going on. Yeah. We have a Div 1 end game.
Okay, so currently finding out if we are going to have those interviews. Wow. I mean, again, what a great game for them. What a great way to play.
Oh,
And honestly, just super impressed with how they managed.
you have to get interviewed.
And it looks like the interviews are going to be coming. So as we get them up here. Chef Jack, the man. Tell me how you're feeling after that drop.
I feel like you did really well because for not a lot of shields or a lot of rotation, we played different teams as well.
Mhm.
And I feel like even after I got pushed by those 2 guys after Sean died, even after I managed to get away and got secured us the second place.
You got 4 minutes.
So I think what could have done better is probably rotate together more.
Yeah, so we saw you guys try to use the shockwaves there as a key rotation item, but we saw them not be effective until really the very end. So what are you guys trying to do when you see you get launched a lot farther than Miko using a shockwave, and what's going through your guys' mind?
I would probably box up and then get a peek to protect him as he rotates. A ton, so whenever anyone shoots at him, I can shoot back up at them, and they'd probably back off. It's not a big deal. And since I had shields and stuff, I could have just thrown that. So we had a plan just in case that happened, but we're hoping to find that teleporting item or shockwave for both of us to carry.
Okay.
We have a good rotation.
Yeah, and we saw right at the end there, you being in an unfortunate 2v1. Tell me what's going through your mind in that situation.
I thought I would just try to not get a refresh and try to make it a 1v1. But my shotgun, when I hit him, it didn't do as much damage to kill him. So yeah, I was kind of nervous, not too much, but a little bit. But we managed to secure
Yeah, I mean a second place finish, as you said, obviously. Yeah, a really great way to start playoffs. So, what are you guys hoping to do differently in this next drop compared to last drop?
So what we are planning on doing differently is trying to get where we're gonna drop. We're gonna try to get there and secure the rotation items and better guns. So we went into endgames like we had a good amount of max.
Yup.
We were gonna try getting more ammo movement because towards the end we get a lot of ammo and our ammo in particular.
Yup. Yup. Perfect. Well, that makes so much sense. So thank you for your time up here. If you want to go ahead and give your headset to your good old teammate, and we'll pick his brain a little bit as well. Good luck on your next drop. Miko, the legend, the GOAT. Miko, how you feeling after that first drop? Say that one more time for me. Perfect. And what are you guys? So we saw there a couple times. Excuse me, as I kind of go back here. We saw a couple times you guys get separated because of the shockwaves and just some unfortunate use of the shockwaves. What are we hoping to see differently this time with the shockwaves, or potentially other rotation items that you guys are going to want to try and find and use? So maybe that was a lot to ask. I apologize. If you guys are trying to find more rotation items, are there any specifically that you guys are going to try and find, and you guys are going to try and use this drop compared to last drop where you really didn't find that many other than shockwaves, and then of course the cars.
The sword makes you go decently fast when you're sprinting, and it's also really good in endgame because it makes you sprint fast.
Yep. And so, talking to your teammate a little bit, we heard some unfortunate loadout scenarios and loot scenarios. Is there anything you guys are going to try and do a little differently this drop to hopefully increase your guys' loot to put yourselves in a better position towards that mid and late game?
Nothing much that I can think about, but I will think about it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for your time up here, and I'll let you go get back and locked in, and good luck on your next drop. Okay, everybody. As we transition here back into the next drop, should be waiting just a couple minutes at this point. And yeah, as we heard from them live, definitely very pleased with themselves about how they did in that drop, and they have every right to be. That being able to secure second place with 4 kills, specifically as we heard from Jack, is a really good way to start playoffs. A really good way that gets them a lot of points really early on, secures a lot of those things, and then allows them to be able to take control of other drops, especially this drop or the drops next week, because they know they already have that cushion, the comfortability of knowing, oh hey, we placed second drop. Our first drop was second place with 4 kills. We're feeling good. They have to continue that momentum and have to build on that momentum to hopefully here. Obviously, we want to see them get a first place, but they have to continue that momentum to every single drop in playoffs, because in playoffs, if you have one bad drop, it can make or break your placements. And this team doing their absolute best to make sure that that does not happen to them. Again, starting here any minute now. You'll have to pardon me as I scratch my face. And honestly, Chef Jack and Miko are actually one of my preferred teams to do interviews with, especially Jack. They are so good at talking about what they're doing in the game, after the game, if that makes sense. They have such a good understanding of what victory looks like and what success looks like, and how even super little things. I mean, we saw Jack, talk about a very nitpicky, rotation items and not having great loot and stuff like that. That if they can maximize their loot capabilities and their loot potential, they will continuously do better and better. And we see this team every single week plays high, do well. Now, I don't know about them, of course. Unfortunately, I didn't really get to ask it, but I'm hoping we see a little bit more of an aggressive team this game. We see them kind of carry some of that momentum and back that as they transition now into the second drop, where obviously I'm not saying that they're going to take crazy fights and, go for crazy picks, but even if they can get a couple more picks or go for a couple more engagements into that mid game, as long as they don't get too greedy, we could see them get a lot more kills and hopefully roughly around the same placement. If not, again, that first place finish.
Sean.
As soon as the game is loading in, of course, I will switch screens here, and we will get into that. And if you guys give me 1 second, I'm just going to step away real quick.
We're dropping.
Okay, sorry about that, everyone. Just had to fix a little technical issue, but we are live, so let me switch here. Sorry, we're oh gosh, it feels like I'm a little all over the place tonight. Maybe that was because of a week break, but as we drop here. Looks like they're going to the exact same spot, hoping for better loot this time. And again, I think one of the key things here is not their POI that they're dropping at, because I really believe it is a great one, especially with how much they talked about it before the matches, as I said 1,000 times at this point. But their rotation path has to be better this time. Has to be better, because that is what hurt them so much last drop. We see the rotation path wasn't really the path that Coach Kyle, Coach Jonathan, that they talked about. And because of that, we saw maybe a little less loot for this team than they probably should have had. So it'll be very interesting to see if they do kind of switch up that rotation path here. Just waiting here. Again, it looks like they are going to get this place for free, uncontested. There's some people off to the, there's a Glimmer Fire off to the left. I don't know if they're taking shots at them or just taking some shots early on. But here we go. Trying to find the chest, trying to find the loot. Currently watching Jax, POI. Or POV, not POI. We see shockwaves, something big that that they talked about specifically. They wanted to be able to manage a little bit better this drop. Shockwaves, especially this early on from a normal chest, is crucial for them. I know Jack's got to be excited about that. As they currently farm mats here. Looks like we might see a little bit more of a fast-paced game this time. And honestly, something that I kind of touched on, wanting to see them be a little bit more aggressive. Obviously not get caught out, and they probably have a little lower mats than I would recommend, but very quickly trying to rotate to find these other POIs to get extra loot. Wow, a purple Oni. That, oh my gosh, there's no way they leave that. There's no way they leave that. Okay, Jack is going to pick it up. Very surprised the fact that we saw that much hesitation over leaving that shotgun. Again, an Oni shotgun being one of the better guns in the new season. Very surprised that we have not seen them use that yet. Okay, sorry about that. And now we see some more mat farming. Quickly take a look at Miko's loadout. Currently see what he's rocking. Oh, wow. Seeing the legendary shotgun there. Crucial from him. Also having shockwaves. Both of them have to be feeling better. They both have shockwaves. Being able to use them at any point. And one of the guns that I really wanted to highlight that we have not seen yet, at least I don't think, unless it is the first gun in Miko's inventory right now, is the Suppressed Precision SMG, I believe is the full name of it in the game. That might not totally be it, but that thing is so good. It's a absolute laser beam. Actually, that is it that Miko was carrying, and he does drop it, which is very surprising. I know he finds a blue AR there, but actually maybe he picks it back up in his third slot. That might be it. But that gun having very little, if any, bullet drop-off. Crucial gun. Even though it is an SMG, is used for pretty much any range. Looks like here they're going to secure the slurp truck to both get to 200. Looks like they're going to go to a little underground sewer location here. I don't know if this... Oh, wow, they actually find combat. And finding the team wipe. Wow. Jack finding one quick. And we saw, man, and unfortunately we didn't get to see it from his perspective, but using that Oni shotgun, he killed that guy so fast. Just with the double barrel shotgun, so quickly eliminating someone. You see the sword pick up as something that Miko talked about. He wanted to find, he wanted to be able to use, and now he has it. And I assume we are going to see Jack pick up the rest of these shockwaves here. And now that both of them have movement items, they got to be feeling good. Wow, they actually decide to leave the sword. Very surprising, especially because we heard Miko specifically talk about using that for the rotation item, using that in-game. Very surprising to see him leave it. A lot of metal here that they're able to farm. They do decide to go back in the sewer. Let's go back to Jack's loadout here. Let's take a peek at what he's running now. And we see double shockwave, and we don't see... Again, man, not picking up the sword is very surprising for me, especially because it was highlighted. Maybe wanting to be a little bit more comfortable with the rotational items. Let's actually undeafen. Let's see what they're talking about with Coach Kyle and Call right now.
But I like it.
Really, I'm glad. Jack, you should know at this point, Coach's praise is cringe. I just am cringe, buddy.
Cringe
Ben
Lord
cringe.
himself.
The cringe lord himself is here.
Yeah, I'm gonna hop on this bike and drive to you real quick. Oh, here,
Sean's right
hopping.
behind you. Sean, buddy, you need to be talking to Jack a little bit more because right now, like I've heard
I
Jack
think I
talk
have
to you a couple
anything
times.
to, like, I don't have anything to calm.
Can you just say yes, like, or just be like
Yeah.
heard, so that
Yeah.
that Jack, because it's like 2 or 3 times now Jack said something to you and you're like, oh, gets.
Tracks.
Oh, Sean, you are disgusting, sir. That was beautiful.
I'm a break.
Yep, stay on him. 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 Good. Attaboy, Sean.
Well, me took it.
Yeah, they're coming this way. You want to back off?
Yeah. Let's go. Sean, that was beautiful.
Nice play,
Oh my
Sean.
gosh, dude. We should paint that, put that in the loop. Oh my lord, that was gorgeous.
I think that was the kid that won last game.
That was insane. Sean, we need to clip that and send that to Andrew, buddy. That was absolutely cracked. Well done, sir.
Yeah, here,
Well done.
Honestly, props to that.
That was gorgeous. I have no idea what just happened. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Wow, and as we heard live there from Coach Kyle, what a great time for us to undeafen and hear some shenanigans going in comms that really kind of highlights this team, that they're able to have fun. You know, they are, but at the end of the day, they are here to compete, and we see them just absolutely eliminate a team and just kind of handle it. You know, not really feel any pressure. We're gonna see them potentially take on another team. Do see them taking some bots here, but there is a team right next to them driving around. If that team is not gonna push, I don't know what that item is. I don't know if that's the Oni mask or not. But having a much better loadout this time, and again, is something that we heard from Jack. He wanted to improve their loot, maybe be a little bit more aggressive, and we continue to see it work out for him. As their car gets blown up, Jack taking a lot of damage. They need to be careful at this point. Looks like they're going to box up and just kind of heal up here. Would not be surprising if we see a full shockwave rotate here, as we see Miko drop to 4 Jack. Right now, just seeing some running away, trying to find some mats as they fully get out here. Decide to save the shockwaves. Maybe they don't need them fully quite yet. They're going to save them. luckily being able to get back to 200 each. And we see here, now that I can finally highlight them because one of them is being carried, the Fire Oni mask, which allows you to throw fireballs at your opponents and allows you to, they don't heat seek, but they kind of locks you on and gives you an idea roughly of where your opponents are at with a visual kind of indicator of where they are. So definitely a very good item. We're going to continue to see some last second loot up, some last second mat management. And as I continue to loot here, we see much better mat management this game as well. Currently watching Miko having much more than he had last game. Switch over to Jack real quick. Let's see how his loadout has changed. And not much actually. And again, having max melt wood, max metal, much better mat management. So crucial for them. And we will see them use those mats to the fullest as we get transition here into the middle and hopefully the late game. Still being in Storm, looks like Jack is going to try to find 500 of each very quickly. And there we see it, 500 of each, 1500 material, gotta love it. Looks like Jack is going to find a rotation point for them in the next circle, so they are going to start to go that way. And at this point, they are actually in a pretty comfortable position, needing to be aware, though, of their surroundings. And it looks like we do see some shots off to the right. I don't know if they saw that team. It looks like they might take the geyser to get out of here. It doesn't look like they were able to find it. It's very interesting to see what side of the bridge they're going to stay on here. I think they are going to stay on the near side. Potentially go to this gas station. It does have quite a bit of building. There could be an enemy team here. But with the chest there, you think maybe not. And we see the movement system kind of best. Jack there a little bit, but he does get it sorted out. He gets to the chest, so. And at this point, trying just to make sure that they have a bunch of ammo, a bunch of material, literally being as full as they can on everything. We see there, I don't know if that was a mask, different mask, or just the same mask. Switch here back to Miko. No, actually, he dropped the mask for Biggs. Looks like he's going to use one of them to get back up to 200. I don't know if he got some shots taken or not. Needing to be aware of all the shots around them. Jack being a little on the dangerous side, playing on the outside. Looks like they're going to take some shots here. Team coming up behind them. Jack finds one. Looks like he gets the break on the other. They do get the elim. And we might see a push here on this solo. And it looks like we are going to see it. Jack going to shockwave over first. Going to attempt to break the wall. Miko going to take high ground. Looks like the solo might have left. Miko, we see there, hit one shot for white 29. And he's going to push him. We assume Jack is not far behind. As we see it, it is true. And we see the void mask get used there. They just need to follow that. And they are very close. They just need to hit some shots. Miko missing a bunch, unfortunately. Let's see if Jack can find any. And Jack does get the kill. And now we see the Void Mask. We will see the usefulness of that mask very shortly. Again, being the one that allows you to teleport away, here we are going to see it. You throw that void ball, and then you can teleport to wherever it lands. Very good, very useful. Looks like we're going to see some building out of the water here, trying to get themselves back into where do they want to be for zone and the next zone. So very good game management from these two. Needing to be careful of the bridge, though. Looks like they're going to try and take back their gas station. And if no one is there, I think they're going to get it. Do see some shots west. But the gas station's still being free, so Jack leading the way, just going to fully take it over. We did see someone right in front of him. I don't know if Jack saw him, but even if he did, decided not to take the shots. Miko now joining him. And they are just going to chill right here, right on the edge of zone. They do not need to move for this zone and next zone. So they can just relax at this point. As long as they are aware of the things going on around them, they do not need to panic. Looks like some shots going on behind them. Potentially northeast. They're going to find a big, Jack is, and he's going to use it really quickly just to get back up to 200. And they're going to find a car here. Jack does find one shot on a player. Miko taking a lot of damage there, though. And again, we talked about that awareness. Jack taking a bunch of shots on one. Does get hit a little bit. Now caught out. They need to build. They need to protect themselves. Miko being cracked. Jack still having at least one shield, but taking a lot of damage. They need to be careful. Boxing up, relaxing. Being right next to each other in builds. Looks like they're going to try and get out a little bit. I see Jack use the teleport. I see him try and find his teammate. And he does. Now they need to get out. And they do. Wow. We're going to see them go towards the next zone. I don't know if this is a perk or if this is an item, but getting the idea of where the next zone is going to be gives them such an advantage. As we see no one is over here, and they're able to kind of breathe, take a couple seconds, reheal, loot a little bit, and hold an area that they want to hold. So that way, when this storm does move back to them, they are in position. And again, we could even see them move into the next zone. So if we do see some building under the bridge, they do have to be aware of that. We did see the car start to come through. And right there it is. And looks like we are going to have some shots taken at it. Looks like they're going to try and maybe rotate out of this position. Potentially get high ground a little bit. Need to be very careful of their surroundings here. Holding a very good position though, right on the edge of zone. Jack finding a couple shots on one of them. Miko here, not having a very loaded out inventory, also starting to run out of mass. He needs to be careful. He needs to be aware. He needs to make sure that if they do find a team wipe or even a kill here, that they probably need to be looting it. He's at 150, so he doesn't have to panic too much quite yet. They are still having some time to breathe here. Miko trying to make sure that they're covered. See Jack decide to full box up. Kind of leave his teammate out of it. 15 people left, 13 not counting them. We're going to see the teleport come out. Actually, no, looks like we're going to see it as a decoy. That is where they decide to rotate, though. Going to take the backside of this hill, mountain-ish kind of landmass. And it looks like they are going to find a kill. Jack, though, being eliminated. Miko needs to get this revive quickly. Does a very good job. Does get it. Now has his teammate. Need to be careful of Storm. They're kind of stuck, though. They really don't have anywhere to go. Looks like they are going to get the final elim on that one knocked player from earlier. Miko getting knocked. Jack trying to heal. Jack doing his best to keep himself alive. Only having 16 health left. He really can't take any damage. It looks like he is going to get out. Going to heal up here. Would not surprise me if we see him go right back once he's back up to 100. He's going to reload his guns. Going to hold Storm. That other player has to come into Jack at this point. So we see Miko slowly crawl his way. Looks like we are going to see the revive come through. Oh no, Jack last second finds a team next to him. And unfortunately, just not able to get the reboot. Wow, what a great game from them, though. We saw much more aggressive play, something that we talked about, something that we wanted to see. And finally, it came through. 7 kills, a 5th place. This team has to feel good, has to be proud. All right, very quickly, I'm going to see if any of the other teams are still alive. Doesn't look like it. No, none of the other teams are still alive, I believe. So, unfortunately, that is going to be it from us. Just waiting for the post-match interviews. This team, again, got to be feeling good about how they played. Got to be feeling good about themselves. And looks like we are just about to get them up here. Looks like we're going to switch the order this time. Looks like we might get Miko first. And here he comes. The man, as he walks back up with the headset. Miko, how are you feeling after that second drop?
Actually,
Really
really good.
good? So tell me a little bit, why are you feeling so good?
Got 7 kills and 4 kills.
Yeah, absolutely. So we saw there you guys play much more aggressive. Can you tell me what changed from the first drop into the second drop that wanted you guys to, or that made you guys play more aggressive?
Being able to get a lot of tags off because we had tag off also.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, looking at this week of playoffs and looking forward into next week of playoffs a little bit, you guys having 2 phenomenal drops. How does it feel knowing that you guys take a little bit of that pressure off of yourselves because of how well you guys performed tonight? And finally here, what are you guys hoping to improve, to continue to improve from these 2 drops tonight into the next 2 drops next week? Mm-hmm.
and then you throw behind him.
Yep. And I think it's only fair. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe at the beginning of practice, you guys said you weren't huge fans of the season. So tell me now, how are we feeling about the new season?
Still not that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on your drops tonight, and we will look forward to see what you guys do next week in playoffs. Thank you so much. The man, the myth, the absolute legend, Chef Jack. Chef Jack, how you doing after that second drop?
Honestly, I feel like he's fine. He got a lot more kills. He still placed fifth, which is good. That's good placement points. We got a lot of extra kills, and I feel like we did well tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it was actually really funny because everything that me and you talked about, and some of the stuff that me and Miko talked about as well, all you guys improved on so much from first drop to second drop. So tell me a little bit. You guys got much better loadouts. You guys got much better rotational equipment. What is going through your mind? That early and mid game that is setting you up for that late game.
Honestly, I think getting the loot was lucky. Getting the ammo, we focused on getting every ammo box we could to have as much AR ammo as we could in the end game. Like how Miko kind of got some tags and got a kill. So I feel like that I was going happy, and I felt like we were gonna win because we had really good. We had good mobility, we had good heals, mats, ammo.
Yep. Yeah, and we saw you guys play more aggressively drop 2 compared to drop 1. What, if anything, really changed for you guys to be able to set that tone of playing more aggressive?
We were sticking together and we had confidence because we would usually fight from a range, knock one, and then we'd push. But our first fight, we heard footsteps and we knew there was people there somewhere. We saw them hiding behind and we just were together and we got the kill. I got the kill one, we get the other guy low, and then Sean cleaned it up.
And so, wrapping it up here a little bit, obviously going into next week, week 2 of playoffs, how does it feel knowing that you guys took some of the pressure off yourselves because of how well you performed tonight?
Honestly, I feel fine going into next week's playoffs. I'm probably going to try playing as well as we did today. Because if we do that, I think we have a good chance at winning.
I agree 110%. And again, we saw a second place with 4 and a fifth place with 7. And finally here to finally close us out, what, if anything, are you guys hoping to improve next week to make playoff drops even better?
Honestly, getting more shields towards ending because he didn't have a lot of shields. And probably, taking shots we should take instead of taking shots we shouldn't. But, yeah, especially for being a new season, I feel like we did really well.
Perfect. Well, Jack, thank you so much for your time up here. Congratulations on your drops tonight, and we look forward to see how you guys do next week. So, thank you so much. Have a good one. All right, everybody, that is going. Oh wait! Oh my gosh! I'm so out of it. I forgot the coach interview, and honestly, probably one of my favorite parts, especially when I get to talk to the absolute GOAT, Coach Kyle. There's just so little people I would rather talk to because I just love Coach Kyle so much.
This is great. I'll be honest, I actually do. This is one of the things I look forward to the most. It's Monday night practices. I'm like, I can talk to Coach Christian on the stream. So, man, what a drop tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, just kind of setting the tone off here. Second place with 4 and a fifth place with 7.
Yeah, it's just incredible. What a.
I'm speechless. I'm lost for words.
So can we? I know usually you're the one asking the questions.
Absolutely. You got a question for me? Lay it on me.
I know. I'm gonna draw through that one kill, and I'm sure that you saw it on stream. It took place. It was that bridge chase.
Oh my gosh, the bridge kill. You mean the kill that I was recording your guys' audio and I heard you say that?
Say that this is so beautiful. We should put this in the Louvre because That's exactly what it was
Yes,
supposed to be.
yes.
Dude, it was such an insane kill. And again, this is one of the things that I love about Sean and Jack specifically, but just in coaching all of them in general. Some of them have really started to come alive in the way that they compete and the way that they fight and the way that they take and approach games. And so one of the things that I've really loved and really appreciated, particularly for Sean, is as his confidence has grown, it's so good to like watch that skill cap rise. My one, I'm just before I start gushing praise, I'm gonna issue one.
It's
thing.
fair. Everyone's not perfect.
Loved if he had approached that by saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go in on this," because he didn't communicate that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'll be honest. It was a textbook of what we're looking for. A track down, hunt down, and release. It was just great. Like everything about it, from the way that he was zeroed in on the car to his decision, that split-second decision that we talk about sometimes being essential when you're trying to make a really good assertive play of making the decision. I'm going to pursue this. I'm going to go after my opponent as quickly and as easily as I possibly can. But he made that split-second decision, and he was dialed in the whole time. I'm so happy that you captured that audio.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
When you send that clip, I think we will be watching that one day, because I'm going to use it as an example. It was a textbook example. The one thing I need them doing a little bit more is the communication.
Yup.
That's still something that I have, specifically Sean and Jack. I'm still working with them on the communication, and this is my one gripe, and it has nothing to do with us or the students. It's so hard as a coach to prepare effectively for the playoffs. When the playoffs
absolutely.
occur in the middle
Absolutely.
of the season. And this is like the fourth time this has happened now. So like you'll notice one of the things that I do is I come in with whole team debrief and macro strategy. We talk about items and strats and POIs and all kinds of stuff that we really need a point of entry or point of insertion, by the way, for those of you sitting at home who doesn't know all of Coach's acronyms.
Just to kind of shout out them to it, especially because obviously you're not getting to hear the interviews until it gets sent out, and if you watch them, whatever. But
I do watch them after. I do watch them after.
yeah. One of the great things, specifically about Jack and Miko, is we saw them come up. I was able to interview both of them, and then everything that they talked about, they took those words and turned them into action. And all of the stuff that they talked about up here, and that you guys talked about, back when you're doing your review and your pregame prep, that's all stuff that they are so much so deftly ingesting, that they are making sure that they're not making those mistakes because they want to do so well.
And I'll be honest, it's part of the reason that I keep preparing those team debriefs for the practice, is because I know that the kids are listening. I know they're dialed in. I know I'm not wasting my time when I spend 15, 20 minutes, 2-3 hours prepping information or listening to podcasts or listening to chatter or going on social media and seeing what pro players are saying. I know that I can put the work in to talk about those things. Or I know I can come in early. I came in 40 minutes early today just to get a couple games in for myself because I hadn't been able to experience it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I love knowing that I'm doing that stuff and that they are taking it and using it and applying it. It's that's the best thing for me as a coach. Is they're so dedicated that they're really
And that shows how much too that they're willing to grow. You know what I mean? That they're not. It's not just in one ear and out the other. That they want to improve and they have all these desires to do better.
And Jack and Miko are two athletes who want to grow and will play. Actually, this is one of the things. Again, we talk about the frustration of starting with a brand new Fortnite season in the middle of playoffs, right? But you'll notice one of the things when you were watching that game that Jack was struggling to get Miko. There is a way where you can throw the person over your shoulder and teleport with the mask. And Jack wasn't able to make it work because it's a new item. He hasn't had a lot of time to practice and execute on that, and we probably lost a placement point because of it, right? Which that's a 3 to 6 point differential depending on what place we could have gotten, right? So it's huge. It's all the little stuff, but I don't know. As a coach, from where I'm sitting and where I'm standing, they just dropped a brand new Fortnite update on us in the middle of it, and I think everybody, not just Sean and Jack, but I think everybody handled it really well tonight. So, or as well as they could.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think that is going to wrap us up here from Valhalla Camp Hill. So thank you so much, Coach Kyle, for your time up
Coach
here.
Christian, as always a pleasure.
Yeah, of course, always love talking to you. But yes, as I said, that is going to do it for us here at Valhalla Camp Hill. Tune back in tomorrow as we have Overwatch. Casters are going to be up in the air for that one. That's probably going to be a last-minute decision. So you guys might get stuck with me. We're not totally sure about that yet. But tune back in for playoffs of Overwatch. And obviously, Wednesday will either be Apex and or Rocket League. And then Thursday, we're back. Actually, no, Thursday I don't think we have Val because I believe both the teams are on buys this week. So With all that being said, thank you guys all so much for tuning in, for watching, for talking in chat, and we will see you all tomorrow. So goodbye, everybody.